We welcome you to Tuesday's edition of your weekly dose of primetime news. Good evening, I'm Joy Gosses. Once more, we call upon you that if it's your first time joining us, please subscribe, hit the like button, and be sure to click the notifications icon to stay abreast with the latest in local and global news. Leading the bulletin, a report disclosed by Auditor General Junius Kanjeke has revealed that the Namibian Agronomic Board acted without the Agriculture Minister's blessings when it started collecting levies on controlled agronomic products, a role that was reserved for the Agro-Marketing and Trade Agency, AMTA. Edward Mumbu Jr. compiled this report.
In both 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 financial year, Kanjeke gave the board adverse audit opinions. Kanjeke said the board terminated the service of its agent, AMTA, at year-end without the minister's approval. This, he said, is in contravention with Section 1(1)(g) of the Agronomic Industry Act. The Namibian Agronomic Board, however, contradicts Kanjeke, saying there is nothing wrong with its decision. According to Section 10(1)(g), the minister needs to approve the conditions of the agency in its appointment. Further to it, the Namibian Agronomic Board came to the resolution to terminate AMTA's services, and notices were placed in the newspapers. Thus, the Namibian Agronomic Board implementation of regulatory functions commenced on the 1st of April 2020. A final meeting to agree to such implementation was chaired by the minister on the 20th of May 2020. In 2020, revenue amounting to 8.4 million Namibian dollars could not be confirmed due to outstanding documents. In its response to the auditors, the Namibian Agronomic Board management said they are requesting for an extension to locate the outstanding invoices as they are busy engaging with AMTA since they collected the levies on behalf of the Namibian Agronomic Board during the period under review.
Employees of the Social Security Commission staged a peaceful demonstration this afternoon and handed over a petition to their employer. Selimashima Feleni Masipa was at the scene and compiled the story.
Reading a petition on behalf of the employees, Chairperson of the Workplace Representatives Committee, Robert John Zal, expressed disappointment and dismay at unethical practices and poor governance taking place at the Commission. Zal said the Social Security Commission management changed the workers' employment conditions from basic plus benefits to a total cost to company payment method, resulting in some employees being paid more than their supervisors and causing anomalies across the board for the bargaining unit.
The illegal remuneration policy is that discriminatory, making provision for only management to work until 65 years and all other employees to work up to 60 years. This is for senior management, and this is an unfair labor practice. Anomalies on salary, anomalies on the salary scales, anyone paying anything to SSC. So there's a representation of the salary scales being anomaly due to this unilateral change of basic conditions of employment.
Zal charged that the Social Security Commission deducts 5% for medical aid on employees' salaries, contrary to the substantive agreement signed on the 1st of March 2018.
Employees demands! We demand a serious and urgent consideration of all our grievances. Immediately, we demand that the remuneration policy be retracted immediately. We demand our social security increment the current financial year. We demand action to be taken against those contravening the Public Procurement Act.
They gave management 14 working days to respond to their demands or face unspecified action. Receiving the petition, Social Security Commission Board Vice Chairperson Petronella Masebane responded that the Social Security Commission would revert to the group within the stipulated time. Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa reporting for Nampa News.
Russia's RIA Novosti news agency reported on Sunday that Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova called Washington's military biological activities in Ukraine a devil's plan. More on the story by Shinwa.
Zakharova said there are too many gaps in this diabolical plan that still have to be filled. According to the report, Russia's defense ministry said earlier that the United States invested more than $200 million in Ukrainian biolaboratories. Zakharova noted earlier in this context, Russia will not rule out the possibility of launching a verification mechanism under the Biological and Toxin Weapons Convention. The report said Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybkov said that the labs in Ukraine were only a small fraction of more than 300 US-funded labs currently scattered all over the world, adding that Russia would reveal new documents on their activities.
UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres on Monday launched an initiative for a humanitarian ceasefire in Ukraine. Xinhua once more brings us the story.
He told reporters today that in the exercise of his good offices, he has asked Martin Griffiths, the coordinator of the humanitarian work worldwide, immediately to explore with the parties involved the possible agreements and arrangements for a humanitarian ceasefire in Ukraine. Guterres said the one-month-old conflict between Ukraine and Russia has led to the senseless loss of thousands of lives, the displacement of 10 million people, the systematic destruction of essential infrastructure, and skyrocketing food and energy prices worldwide, stressing this must stop. He noted that there must be a political solution. UN humanitarian agencies and partners have reached nearly 900,000 people, mainly in eastern Ukraine, with food, shelter, blankets, medicine, bottled water, and hygiene supplies in the past month, he said.
Kindly stand by for your top roundup. In the business and economic segment, regional governors on Tuesday held a meeting at Chivarango with the leadership of MIDCO, where they discussed matters related to the basic needs of livestock farmers. Mulisa Simiasa compiled our first business story.
Also, Don Juba Governor James Werukwa, in his opening remarks, stressed the importance of local food production, quality and value addition. He said it can be done even in the central region, where livestock farming is successfully taking place, adding that MIDCO can supplement the efforts by creating a massive garden of food lots and then establish an abattoir for slaughtering, as well as meat processing for export. Werukwa noted he expects to hear from the one-day meeting why Namibians still send their livestock for sale and slaughtering to South Africa while government has MIDCO. He argued that for each cow, goat or sheep sent alive to South Africa, 3 to 4 jobs are taken away from Namibian people. On his part, MIDCO Chief Executive Officer Mulima Mushikombanji said answers and solutions to challenges faced by local livestock farmers are all expected to come from the meeting. He said so far MIDCO has been doing well as it is continuing to export meat to European countries, the United States of America, China and soon to the Central African countries. Governors from the regions of Kavango East, Ohangwena, Oshana, Omusati, Oshikoto, Omaheke, Hardap, Karas, and Erongo were all present at the official opening.
World prices sank on Monday as traders weighed demand outlook while awaiting a fresh round of Russia-Ukraine peace talks. Here's more from Xinhua.
The West Texas Intermediate for May delivery lost $7.94 or 7% to settle at $105.96 a barrel on the New York Mercantile Exchange. Brent crude for May delivery decreased $8.17 or 6.8% to close at $112.48 a barrel on the London ICE Futures Exchange. The pullback came as investors continue to assess the impact of COVID-19 on fuel demand. Energy analyst at Commerzbank Research, Carsten Frisch, said hopes that the peace negotiations between Ukraine and Russia could lead to rapprochement also contributed to the price slide. The Ukrainian government-run Ukrinform news agency reported on Monday that Ukraine and Russia will start the next round of peace talks today in the Turkish city of Istanbul. For the week ending Friday, the US crude benchmark and Brent jumped 10.5% and 11.8% respectively, based on the front-month contracts.
And with this insert, we have come to the end of the top news for this evening. Kindly stay tuned for the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast.
Sport Planet brings to the fore for you all things sport. Welcome to the week's second edition. I'm Michael Madimba. We commence with FIFA World Cup related news. Gareth Southgate has told his England stars to place extra focus on penalty practice as he sets his sight on winning the World Cup. Southgate's side were beaten on penalties by Italy in the European Championship final last year. AFP brings us more on the story.
Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka all missed from the spot in the painful defeat at Wembley. Southgate, who missed the key spot kick in the Euro 96 semi-final shootout loss to Germany, believes the key to penalty success is skill learned by repeated practice. Speaking ahead of tonight's friendly against Ivory Coast at Wembley, the England boss made it clear that small details will be decisive when the World Cup gets underway in Qatar in November.
Just to add some trivia for some context, England were World Cup semi-finalists in 2018 and Euro 2020 runners-up, but they remain without a major trophy since the 1966 World Cup. On to English Premier League related news. Brazil manager Tite on Monday denied speculation linking him with a move to English Premier League club Arsenal. According to Brazil's TV Globo, the 60-year-old has been approached by Ghana's representatives about the possibility of replacing Mikel Arteta after this World Cup. My feeling is of sadness. I feel sad because the information given to the public is a lie, Tite told a virtual news conference. He added, "The people I represent and who know me can rest assured because I value professionalism and know the responsibility that goes with the Brazil team." Tite has overseen 53 wins, 13 draws and just 5 losses since taking charge of the 5-time world champions in August 2016. Last month, he revealed he would stand down after the World Cup to be played in Qatar from November 21 to December 18. Kindly stand by for your sports roundup. With the Sport Planet segment, we've come to the end of Tuesday's edition of Primetime News. Many thanks for joining us. Once more, another reminder that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share and hit the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and globally. Feel free to interact with us in the comment section. Catch us tomorrow for your Wednesday edition of Primetime News. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire cast and crew, it's good night.